Ah, hello. Welcome to the. I'm calling this the Wednesday bonus stream because it's bonus. I usually stream maybe once on a day, potentially. If I'm feeling up to it, if I got the energy for it. Um, but I don't know. Today I was feeling quite energized. So yeah, we're just doing another one. Like I had said this during my preliminary first stream of the day, but I was kind of wanted to go a little longer, but my energy started to wane. So I'm gonna set my statuses offline real quick just so I don't get these little notifications in the corner. But yeah, I'm just feeling a little energized today. So we are going to just continue working, pick up from where I left off earlier today. Okay, so let me start by looking through some of the stuff that I've got. Okay. So, I've got something right, here. So I had these. This is like a rough layout for something that I wanted to get some work on. And I think I'm going to redo my mental map of this a little bit, because the idea is that you'd have to run away from something. But I think in execution it would be a little bit trickier to execute than it would be worth. I'd have to make something that's kind of wide, when RPG Maker tends to work best in something that's one by one. Like I wouldn't have a big boulder, but the way collision works, it wouldn't exactly work that way, so it would be pretty tedious to get working and be very easy to cheese. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is instead I'll have separate segments of ground that are shaky, and you have to cross them within a certain time period. So let's say you got like 15 seconds to get from one side to the other, before the ground just like collapses underneath you. But the catch is not only will it be tricky because you have it a time limit before everything collapses, you've got to avoid standing on dangerous ground. Ooh, excuse me. As many areas will be blocked off by little dangerous, decayed bits of ground that you will be unable to step upon, lest you plummet and die. Yeah, so it's pretty simple, I think, in concept. I got a timer thing working earlier today, because I was testing out a speedrun mode, which ended up being a lot more fun than I thought. I still need to refine it, of course, and figure out a lot of other things to truly see how it'll fit into the grand scheme of the video game as a whole. But it's something I'm pretty curious about trying to flesh out further. Okay. Sure, whatever. Loose enough, rough layout. So we're gonna put this around, which this is gonna be like the dangerous dirt, the tricky ground that you don't want to step on. We'll be pretty generous with this. Not so much in terms of the time limit, because I'm thinking I'm gonna keep the time limit kind of strict. So you're not gonna have much time to slink around your not your foes, your toes, the enemies, the dirt. Get my words straight. Like, you're not gonna have a ton of time to correctly traverse this path. So the trick more so is it's gonna let you try this infinitely without having to worry about like insta failure. So that should keep things feeling pretty reasonable, even if... Because I kind of want this to be a bit of a difficulty spike, where it really expects near perfection, or at least it expects you to be pretty dang good at utilizing the game's mechanics properly. But we can sort of get away with that, because, one, this is optional bonus content, so if you're going out of your way to collect this, then you're already proving your mettle a little bit, because you've found, like, a hidden area. So you deserve to get a bonus challenge that is suited for your likely skill level. So that's one element of it. And two, like I said, since you can infinitely retry this, there's a much greater sense of leniency I think we can have. Like, there's no major punishment for failing this challenge other than having to do it again, which, in the grand scheme of things, very, very minor. Wait, I probably should have kept that for reference until I have the path down. So, probably gonna need to do some revision here and there. You know, maybe it needs a little bit. Should have been on the paint bucket. Maybe it needs a little bit more of a challenge here and there. Maybe it needs a little less challenge here and there. You know, we'll see. We'll see. The other thing is that if the player steps on any of these cracks, we'll need to have an event in place that will, you know, make them reset. And I imagine that... So we don't need to literally cover every single one of these, but we are going to need to cover quite a few of them. So I imagine that with all of these different events running on screen concurrently, we might start to experience some frame dips, which is most of the time for this game not the worst thing in the world, since it is a, you know, it's an RPG, so it's not something that super heavily leans on being able to have a high frame rate so you can react to things within enough time, or it generally doesn't need smoothness as a necessity for the most part. But I would definitely say that we're gonna want to try and yeah, we'll put a little bit of leniency. Well, maybe something like here you gotta like really watch your step. What was I saying? That's my train of thought. Something or other about something. I'm so dumb. I can't even like maintain my train of thought for 15 seconds. Hey, this is why I'm doing all these streams so ding dang often. It's because it helps me keep my focus. It's good for my brain to be talking a lot, and be thinking these things through, even if there ain't nobody in the chat. It's good little exercise, if you ask me. I don't know, I'm talking all southern now. Yeehaw. Okay, well, that's a pretty solid little outline of sorts. Let's go ahead and fill these outlines in. Alright, so we're gonna start just by trying to test this out. So two things we're gonna test first is this is gonna be the fall event. So player touch, simple. We'll add a comment. Follower touch. You'll see when that's something that might not even come into play, but it's it just ensures that everything functions as intended. Okay, so we got that in place. What it to do is be something like, oh no, the floor, it's crumbling. And then just to reset everything back to normal, we will fade out the screen, fade in the screen, and then between those we will transfer the player to this little transfer map so we can fully reset everything and transfer the player to right back there at the start point. Alright, so I don't imagine that that's going to give us any issues. Like, that should just work. It's pretty straightforward. Oop, I was accidentally using the paint bucket tool. Think. Alright, so we'll drag the Dwarfster right here. And actually we'll keep him there. So this is going to be the event that starts the hurry. So if player touches this, then I'm going to say, whoa, looks blocks. Looks like the ground around here is pretty shaky. And that'll have shake on it? Yeah, you get it? It's clever. Looks like the ground around here is pretty shaky. We should get through here as fast as we can. And then we'll start a timer for, like, I don't know. Let's say 5 minutes just for the sake of testing. It's not going to take me 5 minutes to get there, I can tell you that much. Well, looks like the ground is pretty shaky. We should get this as fast as we can. And then... Oh, it should stop the timer. That should stop the timer. Just stop the timer. Control timer, stop. There we go. See, that's why we test these things in isolation. So I don't have to reset a bunch of stuff. Whoa, it's so shaky! And it resets. Okay, so, immediate issue. This is not nearly twisty-turny enough. This is too broad. This is too easy. This is a cakewalk. This is a joke. 'Tis not even a challenge. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I stepped on the thing there, but this, like I said, this is just testing. This is just testing. We're just trying to test things. Ooh. See, I like it when it forces you to play a little bit more dangerously. Okay, well. So, you could probably realistically clear that in about 35 seconds. But maybe not after I change it, because like I said, this is goo goo gaga baby mode. This is not hard enough. We're gonna make this floor, this ground a lot more dangerous. Look at that little thin pathway. And now we've got a twisty turny in there. That's more dangerous. Cut up, have it like a little bit here that sort of jags out. And I'll have it like, ooh, how precarious, how dangerous. This is much more adequately difficult to deal with. Oh, well, okay, now it's just not possible. We'll see if this idea works, because it's kind of tricky to come up with a billion different gimmicks for these areas. So it's definitely of the utmost that these gimmicks are fun, and maybe trying to do something that's overly precise under a strict time limit, maybe that just doesn't suit CoolZone gameplay-wise. Maybe it does. Who knows? That's why we're doing this experiment. That's why we're doing a test. Okay. Well, now I've made the pathway much more dangerous and precarious. So let's try this again. Like I said, these are not fully implemented yet. Okay, so I gotta make that actually passable, because that's just not something you can clear right now. Ooh. Gonna play it careful. Gonna play it careful. Ooh, this is actually gonna be kind of tricky. Like right there, that's real tricky to do under a time limit. Okay, so definitely gonna need to be a little bit more lenient with this one. Dang it. Dude, I would have game over like 4 times there. Well, not game over, I would have had to restart. I think that's not bad, though. Let's test it. Let's test it before I get too far in this. This is going to take about 8 years, so I hope you're ready for a lot of Control-C, Control-V. and this might not even work. If I implement all this into place and then the frame rate is like 4, then we're just gonna have to scrap it. Fortunately, I think that most of the stuff I want to do should be relatively not complex. So I don't think that too many things are going to have the risk of being particularly intense. I mean, this is an RPG Maker game. It's not like anything is going to be that intensive on the system. But it's very easy for like one area that's maybe particularly large or has a lot of extra events going on. It's very easy for something like that to end up overwhelming, like relatively weaker computers. And this is a game that's supposed to be pretty accessible. Like, we want just about anybody to be able to play this. So if we make it too limiting in our approach, then I think we could lose people even if you need like a kind of okay computer to play it. I think we want this game to have as broad of a reach as it possibly can. At least as much as it can. We're not going to change what it is at its artistic core. Like, we're not changing what CoolZone is to try to appeal to the most people as possible. We're just making what we want to make and, hope people play it. But if it's something, pretty simple, like making sure that it doesn't require much computer power to run, I think that's more than reasonable for us to try to accomplish. Oh, 1 second. Oh, sorry, a question for my dad. Okay, so back to the Control-C, Control-V. I also like having these streams as sort of a way to sort of discuss my thoughts on matters out loud. I think saying things out loud, while it might make me sound a little psychotic to an audience, I think it's very beneficial for me as a developer to sort of hear my ideas spoken aloud, so I can sort of immediately rebut them or back them up with my own thoughts. So on the topic of accessibility, it's a very interesting question, and that's sort of the idea of making this game accessible is sort of what's led us to make a lot of our decisions in terms of the game's difficulty. Yeah, it's something that we need to keep in mind, and it's led us to sort of redirect the game a little bit, because I was originally planning to have a hard mode implemented, but I've sort of steered away from that in exchange for trying to implement a bit more of a natural difficulty. And I don't think I've talked too much about this on stream. I think I did when I was working on the combat prototype, but one of the key ways that I want to go about creating CoolZone is I want to give the game agency is very key to this game's design philosophy. So what we want that to be is that you can sort of assign your own difficulty in a sense, or more so that the game will reward you for doing as good as you possibly can. So that could be something like a map where that one was particularly loud for me. So that could be something as simple as, oh, you've encountered this particular area that really incentivizes you to try to avoid as many obstacles as you can, or get through this area as fast as you... Okay, this is still too loud for me, hold on. Alright, that's better. Now it's not blowing on my eardrums. Dang, I completely lost my train of thought because that stinking song was too loud. Yeah, so variable difficulty. So that could be something like trying to complete a room in as fast as you possibly can, or that could be trying to, like, that could be trying to avoid as many enemies as possible, or defeat an enemy with as much health remaining as possible. We could try to implement some sort of boss rushes later that sort of test your endurance. Smaller tests of puzzles or skills, like on top of all the challenges that we have in place, it's all about those smaller other challenges that we can build everything with. Okay, so we're gonna run this. Okay, so it's at 60. Okay, well, I immediately ran into something. Well, I'm pretty surprised. Even with all of these events in, it's still at a pretty smooth 60. Oops. I should pay attention to this precision task. This is something I was commenting on earlier when I was doing my speedrun testing. I'm shockingly bad at this game, considering that I made it. Like, I mean, I'm really good at the combat. I will definitely give myself that. There was like, okay, well, I kind of flubbed up a combat encounter earlier because I got too reckless. But I am good at my own combat system, and I'm mostly good at everything else. But some areas I'm not too great at, which might be a sign to tone things down a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll hold off. We'll make things more challenging after some public feedback and reception. Because I've got a demo, less a demo, more so prototype. Hey, huzzah! That was actually not too bad. So I cleared that pretty easy in about 40 seconds. So about 50 seconds. So I think a good player is about 55 seconds, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'll give the player a flat minute to beat it. I'm gonna try it again to see how quick see if I can do it a bit quicker. Because this is like I said, variable difficulty. And even in like a bonus challenge like that, I like this. I like the idea of rewarding the player extra for. I like rewarding the player for if they go out of their way to try to master something to get really good at it. Then they should be rewarded. I have got to stop running into these obstacles that I myself hand placed. Yeah, so this is just something I'm wondering, because we've got all these disparate elements in place now. Like I've got the exploration prototype now complete with a speedrun mode, and it's got a lot of different things you can do in that mode. But I'm trying to think through the whole process of. I really need to think through if. Okay, so you can clear that in 40 seconds. You can definitely clear that in 40 seconds. But we're gonna set 40 seconds as the. Oops, reset the game. I'm gonna set 40 seconds as the dev time. There we go. Okay, well I think that works okay, but this brings into a question that I'm thinking with everything else in the game, and that is, does everything feel cohesive together? And the answer is not no. The answer isn't no, but I'm not sure the answer is yes either. Like, let's take a look at it here, right? We've got the core mechanics of just basic exploration, of avoiding enemies, pushing boxes. Well, basically, we're going to say the core ideas are avoiding enemies, pushing boxes, and fighting. And if you ask me, those 3 core elements of the design are pretty tightly interwoven. Right? Like, you push the boxes and stuff, and that's oftentimes used to dodge enemies. And if you don't dodge enemies, then you fight them. And if you don't push the boxes correctly, then you're going to fight them also. So you've got those 3 basic ideas that I think tie together pretty strongly. It's certainly not 100% yet. It's doubtful that it ever will be 100%. Like, it's always still going to need some work here and there. You know, artist job is never finished and all that. But I think I'm coming at a spot that's a little bit better, and I'm figuring things out. Getting a firmer idea in place. Ooh, okay. Un momento. Just gotta do a college thing real quick. Okay. Yeah, sorry, just gotta do something for college stuff. Okay. Yeah, sorry, might have to do a quick burb. Gotta do a recaptcha. Click all images of the boat. Nah, it's a boat. Boat image, boat image, boat image. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay. Yeah, okay. I gotta deal with college stuff. I'll be right back. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. I just needed to take care of some of my my college stuff, but that was real quick. Sorry about the brief delay, just one other thing I'm sorting out. Okay, we're good. Sorry about the brief delay, everybody. I was just sorting out some odds and ends. Yes, the college thing should be all taken care of now, and we can get back to the actual thing that I am here to do. I think. Yeah. Alright. So, here is the plan for now. So, I was just sort of discussing the idea of synergy, not in a weird corporate lingo speak sense, but the idea that there's very many different forms that the gameplay will take throughout the game. And it's to try to keep the entire game feeling consistent, feeling cohesive, even though you have these different elements. So that's a very important element to me. I think it's important that even for a game to pull off having a lot of variety well, it needs to have a sense of cohesion and consistency among that variety. So let's say that, the best way to have variety in your game is not going to be to throw in like a weird water level that just is nothing like the rest of the game. It's to have a weird water level that does play like the rest of your game, but throws in some sort of unique gimmick. So this could be something like using the basic mechanics, but throwing a bit of a twist on it. Like, that's generally a better way. And I'm trying to think of all of the ways that I can take advantage of that. Like right here, I made this little section where you gotta, where you gotta cross this whole, this dangerous section. Oh no, you fell in the cracked around, and then you fall straight on through. But you gotta, do it as quick as you can, because the whole thing's gonna collapse. It takes the core gameplay, which is mostly just going to be running around doing combat stuff, and it uses that in a bit of a different context. So this is a variety. It's a different form of the gameplay, but I think it still feels pretty natural, and it blends cohesively with the rest of the game. I feel like that makes sense. So I think what I want to do is, I'll just use this huge testing area. Let's think of what else I can do. Brainstorm for a bit. In fact, I'll change my little gold text down here, since speedrun mode was what I was doing earlier today. I'm just gonna do brainstorming. Simple as that. Brainstorming. Okay, so let's take a look at all these factors and functions that I have access to in my disposal. So I've got text, choices, and yada yada yada. This stuff's boring. Switches, variables, self-switches, timers. This is all flow stuff. Changing. Okay, I don't think I really have anything here I can use. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Movement. Oops. So that's stuff like transferring the player's location, setting movement routes of things, vehicles, which we don't have vehicles implemented in any sense. So that's like a boat or an airship. Your standard RPG fare. I don't see us really using those with how this game is designed. But I guess it's good to keep in mind. Like, we could probably use an airship segment for, like, we could use one for fun. I think if we really wanted to explore with an area, that could be something interesting we fool around with for a little bit. Let's see, is there anything else here that's really giving me any ideas? Battle processing, changing music, changing health. Yeah, okay, this doesn't really help me all too much. This isn't a ton to work with. Just trying to think through what else I can do here, because I'm just sort of flipping through the tabs on with the beat. Like that. I get very easily distracted. Yeah, well, I guess it's not the most urgent priority, since that's not really anything I'm going to worry about until a little bit later, when I've got a little bit more things going on in terms of the gameplay. Because like each of the major areas throughout the course of the game are going to function a bit differently. So I think for now I've got a pretty decent amount of variety, I suppose. Yeah, okay, well, it was not a particularly fruitful brainstorming session. Oop, loud. Perhaps I'll save that with the for a discussion with the rest of my team. So we're going to change the goal text back to, say, area design. Okay, I seriously can't hear myself think over this music. It's on my end, it's so loud. Hold on, I gotta turn my... Okay. There we go. I think somehow my PC audio got turned up too high. It was just blasting me. Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting a good mic. Or a better mic. I'm not gonna drop that much, but... I don't know, because I feel like sometimes when I'm like doing stuff and I'm talking, and... I mean, it's, you know, who knows? Who knows what the reason is why people come in and out of a stream. But I think I would just rather... I want to get a nice mic. Because I know that can hurt chances a lot of the time. Like, some people might not be that interested in hearing something if it just sounds cruddy. So I think investing in a mic would probably be a worthwhile investment. Okay, so I have this map sort of laid out. Question is how exactly do I want to fill this? You can see I'm going to revise that bit up there. That's very obviously subject to change. So I think I generally want to have sort of 2 paths that go through this area. Maybe a little something like this. Well, this is a little earlier on, so I think what I actually want to do is keep it a little bit more linear. So I'll just make that line a bit more goopy. And you have something that sort of goes like this, and then like this, and then like that, and like this, and like this, and that, and that. And then like up here. Maybe that's like the path we want to take. I think it gives me a decent amount of work to space with, a lot of room to work with, a lot of space to work with. But I don't think it's overly restrictive. I think that's a good hearty amount of space we can extrapolate on. Sweet. Okay, well, we'll just keep building out these little pathways, and then I can start filling them up with stuff to do. Add a couple of bonus pathways here and there to earn you a little bit extra cash. A lot of stuff we can do with that. Okay. This is, not too bad. Song's really nice for this this atmosphere, just sort of chilling out on a Wednesday, getting some work done. Okay, probably gonna thin these pathways up a little bit, but this is more so just to get a general concept of the layout first, and then we can go through and refine things as need be. I say we, but I'm the one doing the work. You're just sitting there watching. You're probably doing something other than just watching. I would assume. I don't know why the ground doesn't... I can't copy-paste this stuff cleanly. Probably because I'm... Actually, no, I know the reason. It's because I'm weird and I use like the incorrect floor tiles sometimes that look the same and function identically, but they're not technically the exact same tiles, so it kind of screws things up a little bit, but well, minor issue. Okay, well, these pathways are still a little too wide, so let's fill these things out just a little bit. You're gonna, adjust these as need be. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We've got the general layout of this place is that you'll follow this pathway up. This is the intended path. You have to go through a locked gate here to progress to the rest of the game. But to get the key to the gate, you gotta go to this little farmhouse place first. So what you gotta do is progress along here, get to the farmhouse, yada yada. So you might go this way, think it's locked, realize it's locked, and then explore around. And you have these two different pathways to take, each of which will, there's going to be, yeah. Sometimes I get kind of excited and start speaking too fast and stumble over my words. Anyways, what I was trying to say is you venture up here, you pick up your stuff, there's like a little bonus challenge up in this corner. Yeah. I'm going to shift the location of that just a little, I think. Something like that? Yeah. So you venture on up, yada yada, you get a bonus challenge here. There's not really much point in coming around taking this long path, so I'm going to put bonus right in here, I think. It's a good spot for a bonus. You can see it from the other edges, so it sort of hints at the location. It gives you a reason to want to go down here. So I think that actually works quite well. Maybe if I even change this so the split pathway is like right here. And then we instead kind of close this bit off. Yeah, I think that should naturally lead you through this area a little bit more, because the player's probably going to be inclined to go left, or if they want to really explore, go right. And if they go right, then they'll see that there's something right here, which they'll probably think, oh, I really want to see that. So if they go up here first and do this, then they'll still have that in their minds. If not, they'll go around like this. Either way, they're probably gonna take a complete loop through here and see everything by doing so. Using basic player movement psychology, whatever. Alright, we're turning on the SMT music. Sorry, it's probably too loud. But it bangs. Very good. Okay, so that's figured out. Now here's the question: it's about figuring out what's going to go where in terms of actual content. So first things first, I'm going to change this because I've realized something. For a lot of my bonus challenges, I have a certain way of doing them. They tend to have something to do with like you pushing a box through some enemies, and that's much easier to do when it's straight horizontal or straight vertical rather than some weird diagonal. So we're going to keep it straight vertical like this. And we're going to still force the player to go through here like that, so they still get that little diagonal action. Yeah. There we go. That's going to make that just a little bit easier for me to design later once I get around to that step. So I'll do something here. Plenty of opportunity for that. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good plan, outline. We're going to have to redesign this too, this is like the inside of the farmhouse, which right now is a little bit more basic than what I wanted. But it was an early prototype. We have plenty of time to change it before the final release, however long that may end up taking. I might keep this pretty similar to how it was, because this is like a hidden little bonus area that's all the way down here. And for these bonuses, you get a pretty big reward for finding them. So I want both... I want finding the secret to be interesting. I want actually the process of getting through the secret to be interesting. And I want the reward to be pretty fat. But I don't want it to be excessive. Because if you have to find the secret entrance, and then go through this whole thing with a strict time limit on, and then you have to have another challenge once you actually get inside, that might be too much. That probably is excessive. Man, I'm grooving. Ah. Okay. No more stalling. It's a tricky part, probably the hardest part of developing this game. But it is time for content implementation. No more map design. We're gonna put down enemy patterns for the player to dodge. We're gonna put in puzzles. Probably not very many, because I'm really bad at designing puzzles, I've learned. So we're gonna keep those to a minimum, ideally. Yeah, it's just it's time. As you can see right here, this is the original version of this map. It's not the worst. I've had earlier maps that that are much worse than this. Like this is the first map I designed for this, and it is boring as hell. It's just dodging. It's the most basic, simple patterns. They're really not that interesting. The whole place is just scattered with stuff in a way that doesn't really make much sense from a design standpoint. It's just kind of a mess. But then you get to like this one, which on the surface might look very similar, but I assure you, it is much more complex and fun and good. And we're going to try to carry over the lessons we learned from designing this. We're going to carry those lessons over to... Where is it? This. We're going to carry those lessons over. So, first thing we need to consider is that this is the map that the player would have gone through before they got here. And just like everything else, this map is going to get a revision too. I think it's... Unlike the others, I don't think I'm going to have to entirely start from scratch to make this one. But I am going to have to really alter... no, I'm probably going to have to do everything from scratch again, aren't I? Yeah, because here's a couple of key elements on how my design philosophy has shifted. You see these little gold pieces all over the place. Those are supposed to be special. They're collectibles that, if you're going to get them, you should be willing to go through some sort of extra challenge for the sake of unlocking them. So that's what we're going to do with these. These little yellow things, the treasure, your money, is going to be a lot more valuable and interesting to acquire than just being a simple, easy-to-grab thing. So that's one thing that we're going to do. On my toothpick. Anyways, that's one thing. The other thing is... I really want to... There it is. It's important to think about how I design these, because it shouldn't be excessively hard, because we're still pretty early in the game, but I kind of don't want to pull my punches too much. Like, I want it to be pretty interesting and challenging still. Just not, like, ridiculously, obscenely so. So... Alright, no more stalling. This stuff is hard, so I always try to hold off a little bit, but no more stalling. We're gonna sit down and get her done. Okay. So we'll start simple to lure them in. It's like, oh, it's just a little square. That's easy. That's easy enough to dodge. Although it is pretty boring. Nah, we can do something more interesting than this. Let's do like that. Yeah. So let's go up and down, like that. It's a little bit better. It's a little modicum better. Okay, what do I want to do here? Get introduced into the S shape. That's not bad. Throwing an S in there. That's like me, like Seth. Why not? Why not? Okay, so we got the S. So I just had a really dumb idea. Let me know if you can figure out what the idea is. It's my name, but as a pattern. This is a very dumb idea. Well, I'll see if it works. This is too much. No. Even for the bit, this is too much. This is too many things in one spot. We could put an E right here. That's fine. Then we put like a T here. And we put an H. Well, put an H right here. There you go. Now it's a little more natural looking. I mean, it's still stupid, but I think in a way that makes it is better, I think. Okay, this is a good idea. I like this one. Where it's like a rainbow, where there's like one moving on the outside, one moving on the inside. Might be a way to keep them in sync. I don't know if that's possible, but... So that's something. We're gonna want to have a special sort of thing here. So, say some sort of undodgeable enemy right here, with a bonus right here, and then some sort of challenge here that you have to get a box through. So let's go to box test. Grab this guy. And put that guy right there. Okay, so next we're gonna head back to the puzzle testing room, grab that, bring it back to this room, and we'll just have a little reset switch there, because it's very easy for you to accidentally screw yourself over and make this impossible to beat. We don't want that to happen. Which one is... Wait, which map is... Approach 2, that's right. Just gonna put that right there. Okay, so what kind of challenge do I want to put here? Maybe something like a little interesting pattern that they gotta weave in and out of, like maybe something like the big S, yeah, like a sideways. I guess it's more of a 2 at this angle. I mean, well, that's still a 2. S is down here. There we go. Okay, well, let's see if this let's put a couple enemies into these patterns to see if they actually work well or not. Set starting position player for them right there. And copy-paste one of these enemies. I was confused as to which map I'm on. And we'll just put this in place. And give it a bit of a test drive, see what needs refining. Because these things always need a little bit more work than the first draft, but it's gotta get that general rough idea out first. So this guy's gonna go up, 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 up. Right, down, 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 right, up, up, up. And then up, 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 down, 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 left, up, left, down, down, down. And then it should loop pretty cleanly from there. We'll set it to the normal speed, so it doesn't go too fast. Let's get the next one of these guys set up. So this guy's gonna follow this S shape. It's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, up. 1, 2, 3. Up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and he's gonna go left by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, right, down, down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should follow that S shape pretty smoothly, if my estimations are correct. Okay, so now we gotta put the enemies down for this little rainbow shape. It's gonna go up, up, up. Wait, no, not up, up, up. Up, up. It's gotta go up, up, right, right, down, down. And then back, up, up, left, left, down, down. Yeah, I think that's all it really needs to do. We can even copy-paste this one directly over and just increase all of these by 1. Since it's following the same pattern, just a little broader. We're going to make this one slightly faster. Okay, so we're going to copy-paste this one again. I kind of made the E shape because I thought it was funny to spell my name out of the enemy patterns, but I don't know how this is actually going to work practically. Actually, no, okay, no, I've got an idea, so I think what I want to do is a little something like that, and we'll have one here, and... Okay, wait, no, I need to make one more alteration for this to work the way I want it to. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is I'll have one guy here, they both sort of follow this little shape. This is gonna go left, 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 up, 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 left, 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 up, 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 right, 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 left, 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 down, 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 right, right, right. And we just put both these guys in. You get a lot of room to navigate, though, so I'm gonna make it slightly faster for both of them, so it makes it a little bit more engaging and interesting. Okay, actually, let me move these trees around. So I think the ideal path would be to have the player go through both bits of the E. So I can just do something like this. Yeah, I can do something like that, and then open a path here. This player's got to go through the E to proceed. Ah! Good stretch. Okay, we're gonna change the T around too to make this a little bit more consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll make these both the same width. So that way they don't, like, clash with each other. They shouldn't clash, I don't think. I could be wrong on that, though, so we'll see. We'll set this guy to normal speed, and he's just got to go... This is a very, very simple pathway. He's going to go right, 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 left, left, left. And we can put another guy here who's... Actually, we'll put him like this. I think this should make him less likely to collide. And this guy's going to go... Down, down, down. Down. No, down, down, down. Up, up, up. That should be it. We're going to make this a little bit more uniform, too. Because if these fall out of sync and they start colliding with each other, then the pattern basically just stops working. Which is not what we want to happen. So you got an eye here, and then you go through here. Honestly, the more that I'm thinking about it, the better an idea it seems like to use these wacky shapes, because it gives a lot of variety to the obstacles in a way that I actually quite like. It's very easy to do. Like, you just sort of come up with an interesting shape and put some weirdo schmovement in there. It's a much easier method of doing this than meticulously trying to come up with a ton of interesting different patterns. It makes it a lot easier while also allowing for skips that the player can make, or lets them find their own paths through the tunnels. You know what I mean? I say that a lot. I feel like I say, you know what I mean, quite a bit. Up, up, up. Right, right. Down, down, down. Right, right. Up, up, up. We'll set it back to down, down, down. Left, left. Up, up, up. Left, left. Down, down, down. Excelente. And I'm grooving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm just gonna shorten all this down a little bit to make it a little easier to work around. Probably gonna have to make these guys kind of slow so the player gets some leeway. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Still might be quite a bit for... Whoa, hey, that was loud. I forgot how to turn those down. But thank you so much. Pretty sure that is Oscar. How's it hanging? Yeah. Anyways, that's great. Well, see, that's part of the amusement. Anybody who follows gets to jump scare me. Love your notification. Thank you. It was I had to come up with a GIF and a song. So I just picked Meta Knight's Win theme from Smash Bros. And then the Doom guy doing a little dance. Because I think it's funny. Okay. So getting these guys to move how I would want them to. He's gonna go down, 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 up, up, up. Here's the question. Is this gonna line up, or are the enemies going to immediately run into each other, implode, and ruin the entire pattern? We'll see. Okay, well that's a bunch of patterns in place. Let's go ahead and just give it a quick run-through to see if it actually works or not. That one's a little slow. I think there could be a little bit more to that one. Ooh, same here. Also, I messed it up. He just ran into a wall and gave up. Gonna have to fix that one. Ooh, that one's not... That's not bad, but this one is bad because it broke. See, this is why we gotta treat these things with a grain of salt, because we always know they're gonna break. It seems like this one is shockingly intact, though. I don't think it's ever gonna collide with each other, which is good. Okay. So the only problem is that pattern is not dodgeable. You definitely cannot avoid getting hit there. So that is something to keep in mind, is that needs some tweaking. So he's going to attack Crumble. Crumble's going to take big numbers. Should be able to kill this guy pretty promptly. It's just a regular schmuck. Yeah, doesn't have too much health. Okay, so that pattern. Good in concept, impossible in execution. Definitely gonna need to make it a little easier. Alright, well, I ran into that guy too. Gonna restart. Gonna fix a couple things. First, we're gonna make this guy faster. Second, we're gonna make this guy faster. Thirdly, we're gonna fix this guy to make sure he actually works. How often do you stream? Pretty regularly. It kind of depends a bit week by week. I stream every Tuesday and Wednesday at around 1-ish. But I've been streaming a lot more than that lately, just because I have been really excited about working on the game. Like, I streamed on Monday, too. I might stream tomorrow, depending on how I feel. But usually guaranteed at least twice a week, which I'm probably going to continue doing even once school starts up again, so I can consistently get work done. But yeah, to answer your question, 2 to, like, 6 times a week. Very variable. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good. Now I'll have someone listen to in the background. Hey, that's what I'm here for. You can hear me rambling about why a stupid button won't work properly for 3 hours as I try to debug it and slowly lose my mind. This happened so many times on stream. I think like my second one was like 3 hours long. Like my second stream ever, which was like 2 months ago. I spent so stinking long trying to just get a single button working. Like, all you had to do was push a box on a button, and it would open a door. Like, that's all I wanted to do, and it took 3 hours. Now, fortunately, fixed it. When you create games, what hurdles do you have to jump through to release them on Steam or on consoles? That is an excellent question. I don't know. I can tell you right now, because I haven't released any of these. I haven't released anything on a major platform or a console. I have released some demo stuff. Like there's a prototype for what I'm working on right now. That you can check out that prototype at. You can check out that prototype at the itch.io link right there, the little box, and that's got the link to one of the things I made. Answer your question. Rambling around, long way of answering it, but it really depends on what engine you're working in and what console it is. From my understanding, generally it's not the worst thing ever to release a game for like Switch, Xbox, PS4, PS5, I guess now. But generally what you need is like a development kit of some kind, or some sort of deal with a publisher they'll worry about like the porting and making sure that it works on other consoles. Like if you're making a Unity game or an Unreal game, from my understanding, it's pretty easy to get those working on other systems. As long as, yeah, you know, like they tend to let just about anything on their stores, so something like this that's made with love and care and heart, I don't think they would be too restrictive. Steam, I do know about. It's pretty simple to get something on there. You just need to shell out $100, really, which I will do eventually, because this is definitely going to be on Steam. To answer your short question in a very, very long-winded way. Okay, so what's wrong with this pattern? Just goes left, 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 down, down, right, right, right. Oh, that's one too many rights. And he's gonna go down, down, left, 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 left. Okay, there we go. If you ever release them on PSN, let me know and make sure to add trophies. I do really want to add achievements to my games. I think the achievements on their own are just pretty good at... They can be. Some of them are annoying. But I really like when achievements sort of give you some sort of unique stipulation, or something that really makes you get the most out of a game. Like, when it doesn't just say, kill 500 enemies for the sake of it, it's like, do this specific challenge mode that, like, makes you think about the game in a different way. I love that sort of thing, so I really do want to have achievements. And I would love to have games on other consoles, like PlayStation, Xbox. I would love to have my stuff on there. Can't do it with this one, because RPG Maker is a bit more limited in how porting stuff works. So this one's going to be PC exclusive, but I know for certain that I'm going to be making more video games after this. Like, I'm going to be making a ton more games. Like, ideally, if everything turns out correctly, I'm going to be making games for the rest of my life. So once I've, you know, if everything goes well, and I'm a little larger scale, and I've got publishers and stuff I can work with, then we can really get into the big bucks by porting them on every console that we can. Anyways, let me see if I did this wrong. So this guy moves up, up, right, right, down, down, up, up, left, left, down, down. Okay, so that works. That works fine. Is this guy screwing it up? Because for some reason, this bit just broke entirely. Okay, so he goes up, 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 right, right, right. Wait, that's not nearly enough rights, is it? Right, 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 right. Wait, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I forgot 1 too few rights and lefts. Okay, that should do it. I'm gonna set this guy to being really slow, and this one also to being really slow. At Atlas, hire my foot, yeah. I would be very surprised if Atlas was interested. I think I would probably say no, because I like being indie. Although, if they were like, hey, do you want to work on a new SMT game? I think I would say yes in about -4 seconds. Since that is like one of my all-time favorite RPG franchises, and probably one of the biggest inspirations for how I'm doing CoolZone. Especially in terms of combat, I've taken a lot of my inspiration for combat from SMT games, particularly 4, which is like my favorite RPG ever. It is très magnifique. Hey, this song, you know, as I was talking about SMT4, this is a track from SMT4 playing. Perfect timing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so slight problem with this pattern I just designed. I don't think... Yeah, so you 100% cannot get through that. That is just not possible. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna have to redo that a little bit. It's gonna be a little tricky to redo it, because when you have two enemies moving against each other like that, there's always the chance that they would collide with each other. And if they collide with each other, that's pretty bad. Because at that point, it's just because it's RPG Maker, and these things are not, they don't think. There's no artificial intelligence to it, it's just the A. It's no AI, it's just A. So if they run into each other, they just break and give up. And we don't want that to happen. Okay, can I, okay, so we're gonna keep moving on through. There we go. This is a little bonus challenge thing where you, like, push a box through and you block some people. I think it's kind of fun. Ooh, I should show you guys my my speedrun mode that I made earlier. It's really fun. Now this one's impossible too, isn't it? Yeah, this is definitely not possible. Yeah, there's no conceivable gap that you could squeeze through here. Alright, well. Let me show you why these patterns are like this. I thought it would be funny, and I started running out of ideas for, like, ways enemies can move. Because this game is very Frogger-esque in a lot of the ways that enemies move. It's all about weaving in and out of different enemy patterns. Which I think is a really fun idea. But the problem is, sometimes I just think that it'd be funny to make a shape or a word, and then it doesn't actually function at all. So I spelled my name out of patterns, and it just entirely does not work. So, not my best moment, I shall admit. Alright, so this should work if I make this go down. So this should be, it's a total of 8, so this should be down 7 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that'll fix it. We'll see. Hold on, I'm gonna pick another track. I want to get a real banger in here. Here we go. Yeah, this is nice and suiting for this. Well, not the most chill vibes out there, but it fits. Alright. So what I'm thinking is if I make this twice as tall, then it'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Now that should make this pattern both possible and possible. Yeah, that's it. Just make it possible. We're gonna get rid of this guy. It's just not worth it. You just can't get through that one. You can just pretend it's an H. Oop, monked my mic there. My apologies. Just get my audio balancing a little better since this song's a little more chilled out than what we were previously listening to. Okay, so let's try this again now that I've fixed and tweaked a couple of these patterns. Zoop. Okay, you can zoom on through. Hey. Okay. That was a bit of precarious situation. Oh boy, this one's real tricky. Yeah, okay. That was actually not that bad. It just looks kind of intimidating. Okay, well that one's pretty easy now. Maybe a little too easy, but this is like the second screen of the game. I think it won't be the end of the world if things are a little easier than I'd like. That screen is still pretty. That one's still pretty simple. Hear him. I don't know what I was doing. I just walked directly into him. Okay, let's just fight this guy like normal. Don't have to do anything too crazy here. I'm going to turn the sound effects off for now, because they're still not finished, as they're just stock RPG Maker sounds. So I don't think they really necessarily add too much right yet. This is interesting. Thank you. I think it's pretty distinctive from just about anything else. I like the game show look. I didn't really think about that yet. It does kind of have that with like the border and the way the boxes look. Yeah, because I guess I should say that I'm not doing the bulk of the art for this game. I'm not really doing much of any of it. I'm mostly doing the programming, game design, writing, that sort of thing. But my friend Sebastian, he's doing the brunt of the artwork, and he's a very talented guy. He's got some really nice looking characters. Here, I can even show you. Let me go to the base. Because we're still doing some testing for it, but I say we, mostly he. We've got this area, which is like a test of, basically he can like hand draw every single map, which is really beneficial and cool. So like we can do something like this, where there's a map that looks super like crayon sketchy, which gives us a lot of creative potential, I feel. A lot of cool ideas we can do with this. It'll help the game. It'll help prevent the game from feeling kind of lifeless, which otherwise I think probably could. Wait, I thought I turned the shuffle off. Yeah, I don't want to shuffle. Just trying to listen to the Hylix 2 music. Gosh darn it. Here we are. Alright, banger alert. Okay. Now what was that doing? Back to the main task at hand, which is filling out this area with stuff to do. So I need to grab one of these. Which map is it? Which map is it? Which map is it? This one. So this is going to be a little bonus challenge. So naturally, I want the player to feel like they've been rewarded for going out of their way to accomplish a task. So we're going to give them a little bonus down there. This is going to be a mini boss arena, so we don't really have to worry about what that's like. But we do need to figure out some patterns for down here. So what exactly should I do pattern-wise? Maybe I could do some interesting shapes. I could always do more letters. Letters aren't bad. It's like they give me sort of some ideas. That's P. No, not okay. Now it's a snail. Look at that. Scratching my chin inquisitively. Okay, so now I can put like a fast guy right here. The rest of what I'm trying to do here, I'm a little Okay, this is something I could work with, where you have to sort of go through this diagonal shape quickly while there's a guy chasing after you. That could be kind of fun. That could be cool and interesting. Actually, I need to free this bit up a little bit more so you have space to go back. Because with this map in particular, since the player starts... Oh, well, there's the revised chasm up there, where it's getting entirely redone. Where you've... I'll start my train of thought. So the player goes up here, and they can go up here. They can take this pathway, which will get you here, or this pathway, which will get you here. And ideally, you could go either like this, follow this path around like that, or the path around like that. And it should be accommodating for both. So both going through it clockwise or counterclockwise, needs to be possible, and approximately not too far off in terms of challenge. Like, we don't want one path to be like absurdly more difficult than the other, unless of course there was like some clear indicator that was going to be the case. Anyways, what kind of shape do I want to put here? So I could put a pattern here, and then this guy, maybe something here as well. Could do like that, and he's going like back and forth pretty quickly. That could work. That could be not all too bad. Dare I say even good? Who knows? Okay. Sure, it's something to experiment with at least. And how do I want to do this? We could do something kind of wacky, like this, which he'll be like zooming around. I understand now that I've said it that zip zooming isn't really a good adjective to this. Like, that's not an adjective that like makes sense to like the human brain. So I will rephrase that momentarily as soon as I think of a better way to. Well, you'll see what I mean once I put it in place. You'll understand what I mean by zip zoom. Anyways, I think this is a pretty good set of patterns. I'm just gonna get a box to push right here, and a lever to throw. I removed the lever the second after I put it. Okay, so we're gonna shift it down a little bit so it's like this nice big 8 shape. Okay, well, only thing left to do is start putting these guys in and see it if it makes sense. Zip Zoom will be your first emote when you become affiliated. Not a bad idea. I don't know what it would look like. But it's got a funny name, so it fits. Up, up, up. Right, down, down, down. Right, up, up, up. Down, down, down. Left, up, up, up. Left, down, down, down. Although, getting affiliated is a whole nother problem. I don't know how long it takes for people to grow on Twitch. You know, I'm not like an expert on the platform, and I'm mostly just doing this because it's fun, and I want to get the video game made, and doing it on stream I think is just a good way to do it. But we'll see how likely it is to ever reach affiliate status, because you need like 50 followers. I had like 12 in the 2 months I've been doing this. So we'll see. It'd be really cool, but probably not gonna happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Up, up, up. Right. Down, down, down. Left, 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 left. As long as you're having fun, the people will come at no time you stream until today. That's the mentality I try to have with it, yeah. I recently watched a video that was talking about how people tend to obsess over metrics, and it kind of like ruins sort of the fun of it. And I really want to avoid doing that. And keep that mentality like you just said there. Just have fun with it, and then people will just sort of come and not worry about it. Just do it because it's fun, because I'm having progress, because I'm doing work, and this needs to be done, and it's my passion. And people want to watch, then they'll come. And I don't have to worry about it. Although I am going to try to improve my audio quality, get a nice mic, because I want people to be able to. What's the word? I want my audio to sound good. That's it. I don't know why I overcomplicated such a basic sentence. Anyways, I think that should work now. And this guy's gonna follow sort of an opposite loop like that. Yeah, and those two should not conflict with each other, I don't think. So we'll go up, 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 left, 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 down, 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 right, 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 right. Jolly good. Yeah, but on that topic, I do need to figure out how to market better, because I'm really I'm really not good at that sort of thing. I think even if I know people aren't gonna care if I like say, "Hey, I'm streaming. I do streams. I should check them out." I know most people aren't gonna like be bothered by that, but I think I have a sort of I have a sense of maybe shame's not the right word, but I feel a little like I don't like promoting myself, I think is what I'm getting at. Which, I mean, I should probably get better at for the sake of, you know, I'm trying to make a video game. I want people to look at I want people to get their peepers on my projects, and buy them, and give me money for them. And to do that, I'm gonna need to be better at, like, shilling, I guess. But, I don't know. I've always been pretty bad at that sort of thing. I'm just so humble. That was a joke, by the way. That was me trying to be obnoxious. I'm not actually super obnoxious. That's what's right here, so it's a little easier to see. Also, something else about streaming. My commentary is still certainly scatterbrained, to say the very least. But I think I've gotten better at ad-libbing and just sort of saying things, thanks to streaming. It's been good. Very humble. Yes, that's me. But yeah, I've gotten better at saying words, just in general. Even though I do tend to stumble over myself quite a bit from on occasion. I'm known to repeat myself, or just say nonsense, or just lose my train of thought and stare into space for like 45 seconds. Down, right, so it's down, right, down, right, down, right, down, right. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, right, that should do it. And down, down, right, up, right, up. And I gotta do it again. Down, left, left. Up, left. Wait, left. Up, left, up. Okay, so left, up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that correct? We'll be able to tell if it worked by if the AI here, well, AI, if the dude here immediately runs his head into a wall. Uh-oh, nope, he broke. So it looked like he broke right around here. So he went down, right, up, right. Wait. I think I had one too many uprights in there. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Hey, there we go. Cool. Okay, that's a little too close for comfort. I like that it's kind of scary, but this is, like I said, this is the second map in the game. Well, it'll be like the eighth, something like that, in the full game. But in the demo, this is going to be very early on, like probably 15 minutes in. And I kind of want to not be super harsh with these. Although, this feels maybe a little too easy. Overcorrected. Gonna make it just a touch more challenging. You're like this, so you gotta like enter up here, or right there, maybe? Sure, let's try that. See if that's any, if that's the perfect balance between difficult and not difficult. Okay, this guy's gonna go. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, well, I didn't actually. I just reverted it back to what it already was. Oops. Okay, well, how about? Isn't this what I made it before? I think I feel like I'm wibbly wobbling between the exact same two different patterns. I think I just did make the same pattern, and then I went back and I was like, oh, okay, well. Not quite what I was hoping for, I guess. But, hey, here's a good chance to see if these all work backwards. I think they should. I mean, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, but it's a good. It's good to test it. See, even though I've been doing this streaming thing for 2 months, I'm just like, I'm flimble-flombling all over my words. I was not really paying attention right there. I just ran straight into that dude. Have I tested that pattern yet? I mean, I don't see any reason it shouldn't be possible, but we still got to give it a good run through, shouldn't we? Give it a quick test. I don't want to design anything that's oh, this guy's broken. Okay, gotta fix him. Good to know. See, this is why we gotta test these things. Ay. Okay, well now I can fix this guy. Good excuse. So this guy goes down right, up right, down, up left, down, left up. I don't know what that last left down was for. I don't know why I added that. That's definitely not necessary. Okay, so this should be working now. Yep, looks like it's pretty much working exactly. Yeah. Okay, gonna duck in and out of cover. Oh, look at that! Well, now their timing's all weird. Boom. There you go, and you block that. There's a dude running super fast back and forth, and you gotta block him off with a box. You gotta block him off with a box. You gotta box him off with a box, with a block. I think I was trying to make a pun there, but I realized that they just kind of sounded slightly similar, so I didn't actually have any pun material. Okay. Well, that's all this stuff working. It might still be a little bit simplistic, because if you look at some of my later maps, I feel like those are just not a bit more, but quite a lot more engaging to explore. And these are just a little basic. I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing, because this is going to be like the first 20 minutes of the game. You know, we're still trying to keep it a little bit light, let the players sort of get their feet wet on the mechanics. Don't want to push it too hard. So, I think I'm probably fine keeping this as is, especially knowing that it does amp up later on in the demo. So, we're not going to worry about it too much. Oh wow, I've been going for an hour and a half already. Time sure does fly when you are having fun. Why did I say it like that? Anyways, we've got something else to get cracking on. So this is the train station. It is probably one of my favorite ideas from one of my favorite areas from a conceptual level. Still need some work to bring it into reality. But let me run you through the concept. This is the first floor of the train station. Well, technically it's this big tree thing. This big tree. The first floor of it, you break in, and it says train station. Not this train, that's the old one, that's the gross one. Yeah, the new one, the cool train station. So you break in, and there's each of these little quadrants, which are not really designed at all yet. So you got these little sections, each of which will have a mini challenge, but on top of that, each one will also have a person that you need to recruit to join up for a big tournament, where, I guess to put the story stuff short, you're sneaking into enemy territory, and there's this big bad guy named Grungo. He's like a super feared, mysterious guy, and all of his minions are competing to be the best one. Not yet. Yes, not yet, because we're gonna do some of this probably tonight. Because I'm still feeling good to go. I got energy still. Anyways, that is to say, going to go through here, but the gimmick of this area is that there are 5 different dudes here, maybe 4. We're still sort of thinking about the story stuff. But the concept behind it is that they're all trying to prove that they are the strongest one of Grungo's minions, and you have to gather them together to compete in a tournament, or else they won't let you get up to the next floor. So it's like setting up this tournament and then participating in it to see who's the least bad. And the funny thing is that these guys are all going to be like identical, except that like they're going to have a slightly different color. Like one's going to be orange, one's going to be blue. stuff like that. But they're all gonna look exactly the same otherwise, and they're like gonna be like they're gonna have like the exact same stats. Like the idea, like at least how it's gonna be written, is like they're all like squabbling over who's strongest, and they've tried to like beat each other before, but the current record is everybody has beaten each other twice and lost twice. Like nobody has managed to get a 3-2 or anything. Like they every time they try to do best out of 5, it always ends up in a draw. So you sort of go there to prove that you're instead the strongest, and you beat them all up. At least that's the idea. Should be fun. Yeah. I remember I was struggling with this area earlier because, well, I guess I'll still need to think through think this through, because the idea is that at this point you've found a cool disguise that lets you blend in, and they'll like think that you're one of them. But so I was gonna make this area a little bit more puzzle focused, but I think I kind of want to pull back on that a little bit, because I've realized I'm really, really bad at designing puzzles. They're super hard to make, and I don't want to do it. So we'll think of an alternate solution, perhaps. Heck, maybe you don't even have disguises. Like it could be like these minions don't even care that you're not on their side because they just want to prove that they're the strongest, and they'll prove that they're the strongest by trying to defeat you in a fight. That actually works. Okay, so it's all building up towards this big brawl with all of the minions, instead of tournament. I like the tournament idea. Tournaments are awesome. I love tournaments, but we'll save it for a little bit later. I think the tournament idea could be like its own major section. So we're gonna hold off. And this area instead will be you recruiting all of these dudes to have a big battle with you to prove that you're actually the strongest, even though you're not like working for the guy. You're trying to prove you're the strongest minion for a dude that you have no affiliation with, other than that you're trying to kick his ass. That's what you're here for. You're here to defeat their boss, and they're trying to prove that they're stronger than you. Did that make any sense? I feel like that was kind of confusing the way I worded it. I'm also saying this because I've got like a ton of. I know what the game is. Like I've got a clear visual picture, but it's probably a little harder for you guys to see what I'm seeing. Ah, well. I had a lot of stuff in here, but none of it is good. So we're just going to scrap all of it. Although, we'll leave it for now, actually. What we're going to do instead is we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste it. So we'll still have some sort of lasting reminder. And we can go back to it if need be. Oh, did it not copy all the submaps? That's actually quite annoying, isn't it? Shoot. What if I like copy all these? Now like control, click, shift click, nothing? Ooh, okay. Well, I wanted to make a backup of this and then start working on my redesign of all of it. Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to... Oops. I'm gonna have to copy-paste all of these individual areas in, and it's gonna be a lot of work, probably. But making a video game's a lot of work. It's fine. These are all gonna need to be, like, retooled and stuff, and given different, like, given different transfer boundaries, which is, like... Basically what that means is that you'll go into the place and it'll take you to the right spot, if that makes any sense. But whatever, that's an issue for another time. For now, we're just gonna clear all these out. I might not try to do too much for this right now, because I've been working with my artiste / editor. I've been working with my team, and this area is sort of getting a bit of an overhaul, at least compared to how it was originally planned. So, yeah, we're gonna just scrap all this for now. I'll put maybe just figure out some basic fun challenges to put in here. But might just be best to hold off until we've got a stronger idea of what exactly it is we're gonna be doing with this. That might be for the best. I think I don't know, I'm still in the mood to get some designing done. You know, I'm still excited about that. Bam boom, bam boom, bam, bam 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 bam. All right. So we're gonna do that, and then this, and then this. Alright, almost done. Just gotta continue refining and cleaning up these last couple of rooms. Bum 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 ba da 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 do 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 do. Alright, this is the last one. Well, kinda. There's definitely still some work that that's going to need to be done. Okay, I couldn't delete it for some reason. I kept dancing around it. Welcome to a Seth Sings Mario and Luigi music stream. Alright, we're gonna delete all these too. These are the transfer locations, and basically what that means is... Should we change this to Mark 3? Okay. So these are little spots that will take you to the correct portion of the map. Problem is, they're all going to send you to a different map right now, so I got to remake all of them. And not the biggest of issues, but it's like slightly annoying. Not really a big deal at all. I'm also going to make sure that this sends you to Mark 2 instead of Mark 3. Yeah. Because, like I said, we're making the third version, the third revision. We don't want it to send the player to the wrong spot. Floor 1? Is this the right staircase? It is. There we go. Now now that's all working. We can continue to... There we go. Now we can continue getting this in place. Alright, so what we're gonna do is set a... Fortune's got a handy-dandy little feature called Quick Event Creation. And I can set a transfer event, which will move the player to the correct location. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple. It just there just tend to be quite a few of them that I have to do. So while I'm doing this somewhat monotonous task, let me think. Is there anything cool to talk about? Any cool info on the game? Oh yeah, I've been thinking about release dates and stuff. Not that I have a specific timeline or time frame that I expect this game to be done, because you know the whole idea of it'll be out when it's ready. Give it all the time that it needs to cook before it'll be truly finished. Not try to rush out a product. But at the same time, I want to be working on this constantly. I want this to be done within a timely manner for game development, which that could be like a year, that could be, well, who knows how long it'll be. I'm not going to say anything too concrete, because who knows? Could take forever, could take not that long. It's probably going to take forever, you know, that's just generally how it goes, but it should be a fun forever, at least. But you know, it's the idea that you want to make this as good as you possibly can before you ship it. Because especially as somebody like myself, who's in the grander sphere of gaming and the game industry, I'm certainly an unknown. I'm not known. I've got like, I don't know, 15 maybe followers on Twitter or something. I've got 12 followers on Twitch. I'm not a big time man, so it's always thinking about like, how am I gonna get people interested in what I've got to make? And I'm not a marketer. I'm not. I'm a game designer. I'm not a marketer. So the best strategy for me This is the one I think of. And I will go ahead and test this real quick. The best solution that I think of is, well, quite simply simply put, the simplest one, and I think the most fun one, which is just make a game, and make it good. Just make a good game. That is all I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna make it as good as I possibly can. Because there's been so many times that like a relatively unknown figure will just like release a project and it'll be a smash hit because it's just really well made. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna make the game as good as I can. It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be the best game of 2024, 5, 4, whenever it comes out. No promises. It'll be out when it's out. Alright, well, looks like this works as intended. But it is certainly a tough question to answer about, like, and to think to myself, when exactly is this going to be finished? Because obviously I don't want to be working on this for forever. And there's creative burnout. There's only so long you can work on one project before you start to get a little tired of it. Even if it is something that you really love and you really want to pour all of your time and effort and energy into, which this really is for me right now. But I know eventually, at some point, one of those days is gonna hit when I just don't have any energy to work on it. That's a separate issue. I keep getting confused and distracted, talking about different things. Anyways, I want to work on this in a timely manner, make it as good as I possibly can, because that's how I'm gonna get recognized. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game Pizza Tower. That is a game that I really, really, really like. Oh, wait, it loaded properly there. Okay. That was a bug I've been dealing with. I guess it fixed itself on its own. Anyways, Pizza Tower. Great game. Very, very good game. At least from the demos. It's not actually out yet. Yeah, 2020X. Exactly. So, it's a really, really good game, Pizza Tower is. And I'm super excited. It should be coming out this year. He said it's probably going to be out, like, in a few months, probably. We'll see, maybe. It could take longer. But this game has quite a bit of attention on it. He's got a pretty good following on Patreon. The game has gotten a lot of coverage from really major figures, and as far as I understand, the guy who's making it, also known as Pizza Tower Guy, he's not made anything else. He just made a game. He just made a demo, and it was super promising, and people were interested. And that's what we're trying to nail down here. We're gonna have a game that has a super distinctive look. It's gonna have a super distinctive feel. It's gonna look really different from everything else that you played. It's gonna feel pretty different from everything else you played. It's gonna sound different. And it's all gonna be good. It's not gonna be different bad, but it's gonna be good. And we're just gonna come out swinging. This is gonna be our first game as a conglomerate. We're still figuring out a name, but we're kind of settled on Drip Feed Games. That one's kind of fun. It's a fun name. And we're gonna release this thing, probably with like a Kickstarter or Patreon, whatever. And it's gonna be good, and people are gonna be like, "Oh wow, this is a random thing I've never heard of. This is these people I don't know, but they made a demo and I played it, and it was great." That's what it's gonna be. I mean, who knows how many people will play it? At least one. At least one person will definitely stumble across our Kickstarter / Patreon. Somebody will. Don't know how many. Obviously, that's kind of what what some of the success might come down to, is just how popular it is, how successful we get based on luck, based on skill, all those factors. It is unfortunate that in today's world there's a lot of creative skills that are not purely skill-based. You know, a lot of it can come down to just hoping and praying that enough people get their eyes on what you're making. A lot of it is that. I don't know. It's something I think about quite often, is that it's what my main motivator with a lot of this stuff is. Not only as an artist do I want to make this game as good as I possibly can, but as somebody who wants this game to succeed, it needs to be as good as it possibly can. That's the thing. Like a Cuphead, something like a Cuphead, if they slacked on that in any department, which they didn't, they did not slack at all, then it wouldn't be like the multi-million copy seller that it is. It's because it has that unique distinction. something like Undertale, right? Which is a huge. It doesn't even make sense that that Undertale was as successful as it was, because it seems like it's such a cult idea, like a small scale niche thing that really only appeals to like RPG players. But it managed to transcend that, and it's like now entered mainstream. Like it is like gone far, far beyond its initial bounds. And I think CoolZone has the potential. It's, certainly guaranteed that it's not going to be anywhere near Undertale. But having that idea where you take a game and you really try to hone it all in, you try to hone it all, make it as good as you can, make it accessible, make it interesting, give it some sort of unique, interesting gimmicks, themes, make sure it all feels fleshed out, fully explored, and fun. And then you release it, and just hope that people play it, and people like it. That's, yeah. That was a long ramble. I hope you didn't mind me talking about the intricacies of my thoughts on game development, and trying to get noticed and quality and stuff, but it was good to say it loud. I tend to ponder these things quite often, as I think you kind of have to as an independent game developer. Because I want to do this as a job, And I'm really hoping that I can make it as a job. I've still got 3 years left of college to hopefully start making some profits before I get out. Here's hoping. Anyways, enough bloviating about the potential future of my game. It is instead time to get back to working on said game instead of waxing about it. Okay, so I wanted to work on this little train station area. I don't know if there's anything I can do with it right now. At least not. I'm having a meeting with my teammates tomorrow, and we're going to discuss some of our plans for what we're going to do here, because we're rewriting the story, at least changing the outline a lot. So we might hold off a little bit on this, just for now. It's not the not the biggest of concerns. That's what I was getting at. I just said it in a very convoluted way. Alright. Okay, so we've got this stuff, which I really can't do much work on right now, unfortunately. I kind of just have to wait till we've got a better idea of what it's going to look like, or else it might just be wasted effort at this point, Oh yeah, I forgot I had this prototype version of the map where I gave the tree a texture. I had to remove that from this version. This isn't what it's going to look like, obviously. This is all going to be this game's going to look really pretty when it's done. But right now, this is fine. We're still doing a lot of the gameplay, testing, whatever. I could redo this. I might have to hold off a little bit for this too until tomorrow's meeting, because we're going to discuss how a lot of this stuff is going to be handled. But we'll see. Oh, okay, no, I actually do have something that I think is worth doing. So this is my, I'm calling this this is the tutorial. I don't know why I don't have to qualify anything. This is just the tutorial. I gave this to my dad the other day, and he had a pretty simple time figuring it out, which is good, because I want this game to be accessible even to people who don't typically play RPGs. I ran into that guy instantly. Oops. Oops, again. So this is just a simple tutorial with pretty slow-moving, easy enemies, and it gives you the basics of the mechanics, and it teaches you this little mechanic right here, which I'm still thinking if I want to do it, if I want to implement this in the tutorial, because if your buddy's here, he's blocking the way, he gets hit by an enemy, and it respawns him. So if you try to hide like this, oh, you're going to get hit. So what you gotta do is use this technique I've called doubling, where you walk back up and forth on yourself a couple times to intertwine you and your party members, so that way you get a... Always with the wording, I always lose the wording. So that way you dodge enemies. It shouldn't be so hard to say. Brain is malfunctioning. So this is basically just a mechanic you can use to dodge stuff more effectively. Because if you're quick enough about it, you can quickly take your 3 characters and fit them into a 2-wide gap. And then, boom. You cleared the tutorial. And now you're into, a map. There's going to be story stuff interconnecting this, but for now this is a prototype to see if everything's fun, which I think it is. Anyways, that was that. But now I need to test this. So what I really want to do is make a combat tutorial, and that's going to be pretty difficult to figure out how I want to handle it, I feel. So I'll have a couple of test fights. Okay, so I'll start by explaining sort of the basics of combat, and you might sort of understand why I feel like this is going to be challenging to tutorialize once I do. Let's put up a test battle. And this will help me sort of think through my thoughts a little bit on how I want to refine everything and tutorialize it. So, here's a mini-boss. And here are the handful of core mechanics. So you got attacks, which are pretty simple. You just attack an enemy. You have abilities and stances, and also cool attacks and stuff. So there's quite a bit that you can utilize. Attacks are pretty simple. You just attack the enemy. And then each character will have two different alternative options. So for Dorbo, who's the front guy, he functions as sort of a tanky guy, mostly focused on offense. He has abilities, stances. His abilities and stances is his main two. I'll talk about cool attacks in a sec. So abilities, it drains his little energy gauge, which you can see right down here. If my mouse is... Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing, so it's a little delayed. Yeah, right here. Nope, pulled up my files. Okay, so this will drain that meter to do a set amount of damage, or a variable damage, some sort of effect, mostly focused on dealing hits. And then there's stances, which there's normal, buff, charge, and energetic. What these four things do is we'll give him a different state. So buff makes you do a bit more damage while it's active. Charge, it removes all of your stances, but will prepare your next attack to do a lot of damage. Or energetic, which will slowly fill up your coolness meter, which I will explain the coolness meter in a second. Frumble, he's got his inventions. He's got brainstorms. What inventions are, is that they are a couple of different ideas that he has, and they would have all sorts of effects, all sorts of costs, very variable usefulness. Like the Vitality Burr is a good example. It restores a little bit of health, like 1 health, so it's pretty much worthless. But he's got the Rock Launcher, which is a pretty powerful straight shooting attack, and then the Charge Machine, which will drain all of his energy in exchange for letting him enter the charge state. So his next attack will do a lot of damage. Now, here is the one drawback with Frumble, is you can see here that his number for his energy is much lower than the other two. Dorba has 25, Grumblein has 30 as their starting amounts. And his Rock Launcher is going to use 10, and Charge Machine use 15, so you can only use one of these two actually useful moves before you're already going to be out of energy. That's where the Brainstorms come in. He's got Big Think and Huge Think. So Big Think, pretty self-explanatory. He thinks kind of hard, and he gets some of his energy back. Huge Think, you get a lot more energy back, but you have less defense for a turn. So there's a bit of a drawback, a risk-reward system. If you really want to get more back, you gotta be willing to risk more. You know, makes sense. Straightforward. So that's what he's got. He's a bit more of a all-rounder in a kind of a wacky way. He doesn't really do everything, but he does a lot of weird different things. He's like kind of a support, mostly. He's like, he's like support, offense. He's a support who can deal damage. That's the best way of saying it. And then there's Grumblina, who she's got techniques, which are pretty similar to Dorwa's abilities. They just tend to be a little different in terms of what they actually function. I mean, they all have sort of the same things, but they have different roles, if that makes sense. Like, Grumblina has Precise Poke, which is, it will deal a little bit of damage while reducing the opponent's defense, which, you know, just pretty useful. Can make fights a lot easier. Makes attacks a lot more high-hitting. She doesn't have it right now because you have to unlock it, but she has the Eyeball Poke, which will lower the enemy's attack for a short while. So that one's also pretty useful. And then she has, I'll show you Observe here, where she observes the enemy, and you get a little text box showing up saying that they have 300 health. So she plays a pretty supportive role overall in combat. Yeah, let me Here we go. So she's got her techniques. She has Deep Breath, which she can't do anything for a turn, but enters a charge state where the next attack does Mongo damage. So she has like techniques that are more so focused on getting intel on the enemy, debuffing them, that sort of thing. And then her warnings will change what your color is. So in simplest terms, colors are kind of like Pokemon effectiveness, where it just means you'll do more damage against one, take less damage against another. We're going to do a bit more with that. For example, there's a boss that will use a move that changes everybody's colors to red, and then he'll do an attack a few turns later that will do a lot of damage to any characters who are still red. So it's like Pokemon elements if instead of them just being like more weak to it, you can change your type on the fly. And then also, if you're the wrong type, it can do a Mongo move that deals half your health bar and then debuffs all of your stats for like 5 turns. So it's a little bit more dangerous. I like the color concept. Thank you. I think it's a very fun idea. Oh hey, what's up? How's it hanging, Kelsey? So excited to see the progress of the game. Yeah, it's coming along really well. I'm very excited and happy with how it's been going. We're settling in on a really strong direction at this point. Really figuring things out. Okay, so here's an example. For this guy, he's got yellow right up here. You can tell, because it's yellow. And, oh, what's this? A little handy-dandy effectiveness chart on the top right corner? Well, now you can see that yellow does more damage against blue, which does more damage against red, which does more damage against yellow. So he's yellow, so he's going to be doing more damage against blue. So right now, Dwarbo is taking extra damage. We don't want that to happen. So we use Grimblina's warning to change him to red. So now he is going to be doing more damage and taking less. So she both in the story and in the game, is something that helps keep these other two dunderheads from dying. And she plays a bit of a mostly support role, but a very important one nonetheless. So that is everybody's combat roles. Now that we've established that, the question is, how do I teach this? Because I don't know. The combat system is kind of complicated. It is not very straightforward. And I want the player to learn a lot of this stuff by experimenting with it. But I think this might be a little bit too much stuff for them at once. Like, if you just throw the player in, and you're like, alright, here's everybody, they got like 15 different moves, they've got like 40 different like attacks that they have like these different meters. Oh, see, look at that, I even forgot to mention the coolness gauge. So characters, they will attack, and then when they do, it fills up this little meter right here. And once it's full, they can do a cool attack, which is basically just a really high damaging attack or something else that has super useful effects. Like Frumbles, for instance, his cool attack will instantly refill everybody's energy all the way to max, which is super useful. He also gives them some coolness. Whereas like Grimblina's will do a bit of damage, but also applies a ton of debuffs to the enemies and applies a good chunk of buffs to the player. So, that's that. Anyway, so the combat system is complicated as this, where every character has 2 different skill types, there's this gauge that's constantly filling up, there's colors to keep in mind, there's items to manage on top of that. Each character functions pretty differently from each other. How do I teach that to the player succinctly? And I think I've got a decent idea. I want to do it with as little text as possible, because I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I'm playing a game, it really sucks me out of it when I'm playing a game, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm figuring some things out, I'm jumping, and then the game's like, hey, press A to jump. Hey, here's like a big wall of text of what every single button on the controller does. I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. That's boring and not fun. And it is instead much more fun to give the player a setup and let them figure out how to do it on their own. Don't let them leave the area until they have proven that they know how to do it. But once they have proven it, then you're good. You let them go, and they've learned the tutorial. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking for how I want to teach this stuff. Because I want to give the players at least enough of the fundamentals to figure it out on their own. I want to be the bird who's letting their chick out of the nest, you know, letting it fly. Because it's got to do it, they got to figure it out. It's more fun that way. So, I've got this sort of thing laid out here, which we'll probably use, we'll use this for like our combat tutorial. Scrap this a little bit. So So each of these little sub-rooms will have a, like their own little, like, boss encounter in it. I say boss. Placeholder joke enemy that's not really a challenge, but is just there to let you fiddle around with the, fiddle around a little bit with the various options at your disposal, in your arsenal. So, okay, one of the things I'm thinking is that each of these rooms will introduce you a bit to how each respective character works. So you can sort of get your bearings with each of them respectively. And we'll have like one big, kind of longer room right here, which will prove as a bit more of a test of the player's knowledge. Yeah, something like that. So we'll have the player start right here. They have a battle right here to introduce them to Dorba's mechanics, something right here that introduces them to Grumblina's mechanics, something that introduces them to Frumble's mechanics, and then some sort of boss. Pretty minor, but like a good test. And then, this is something I really want to include. I think it's very important to incorporate, anyways. So this is going to be the exit room right here, but this is going to be a room with like a training dummy in it. So this will just be a place where you can fight an enemy that you can run away from at any time. It'll have a ton of health, so you can just sort of wail on it for a while. And what it'll do is just be there, so you can punch it, and it will let you figure out how the game works. I think that'll be it. It'll be a good little test. So players can go in and experiment with whatever mechanics that they want as they are playing. Yeah. I think that is a pretty solid tutorial, if you ask me. Alright, but first though, we're gonna make this look a little bit nicer. By that I mean, I'm just gonna add some walls. Yeah, that's it. I'm just adding walls. Not 100% how these walls are gonna look. I think I said it before, but these maps are really gonna be hand drawn, so they'll look really nice when they're finished. Especially this map, because the idea that we're gonna do with this is that all of the maps are gonna be, well, this map in particular is gonna be it's gonna be like in a notebook. Because one of the characters will be like, hey, you think we should probably review our notes on combat before we head out, just to make sure we know, like, we should review our notes on exploration just so we know what we're doing. And the player can, like, yeah, say yes if they want to do the tutorial. And it'll be, like, in that notebook. So the background is going to be, like, entirely hand-drawn, and it's going to look kind of sketchy. You know, stuff like that. I think it'll be really, really fun, really cool. Like, even the character sprites are going to be, like, all scribbly looking. Maybe even just, like, have a white filter and throw some construction lines on top of it. You know, like, give them the outlines of how they were drawn. I think that'll be really fun. In general, I'm quite optimistic about how this game's going. I'm very, very happy with the progress. And if you want to see the progress of this game even further, make sure to follow my Twitch channel. Doing these little development streams every Tuesday, Wednesday, from about 1-ish. I'm thinking about maybe I'm pushing them a little later, since it seems like around this time of day is when those types of streams will do the best. Okay, well, this is looking a little bit nicer now. Let's put a couple enemies in place. We could put like a little tutorial here thing. Because, like I said, I don't want to have too much text, so I want to keep it contained, but there's only so much I think I can do without just explaining it to the player, which is unfortunate. Like I said, I want to keep this succinct, I want to keep it textless. I think that just flows better, looks better, everything. But we will use the most amount of text that I feel like we're going to need. So, we're going to just explain each character a little bit. In combat, Gorbo is a high damage, high health character. Hit that follow button, Ashley Freeman. Yes, that is true. We are on the road to 50. I might, so I can hit affiliate, I guess, at some point. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. It'd be fun. He has stances, which are buffs that last for as long. How do I word this better? So stances, you can have one stance active at any time, and it will be a buff to your character. So maybe something like he has abilities which drain his energy in exchange for high damaging for powerful moves. He also has stances, which these are buffs to Dorbo. But you can only have one active at any given time. Sure. It's not the most eloquent thing I've ever written, but I guess it'll do the trick. Alright, then we'll write we'll write down Frumbles. Frumble is an oddball. He has inventions, which cost quite a bit of his energy and are variable in effectiveness. That's maybe a little abstruse wording. And are a mixed bag of usefulness. Let's see, he also has brainstorms, which will recover his energy or provide other effects. Okay, cool. Grumbleena plays a more supportive role, primarily focusing on using techniques to gain info on the enemy, or to apply powerful debuffs. She can also shift the color of a character, which will be explained shortly. There's but two more things to keep in mind. First is coolness. You can observe each character's name to see how much they have currently accrued. Once the gauge can be filled by using various abilities or using a regular attack. Once the coolness gauge has been fully... Once the coolness gauge has been filled, the character can execute a powerful move or use it to revive a character. This is the only way to revive in combat. So keep that in mind. I feel like this is a little wordy, because I don't want to, like I was saying, I don't want to over-tutorialize this. Like, if you just keep throwing information after information all in the player's face, I think they're really going to start wearing down a little bit. Which is the last thing we want to happen. Which, that being said, I have another text box of tutorial to write. Last lastly is the color system. Each character will have an innate color, but this can be changed via various skills. By observing the weakness chart in the top right of the combat menu, you can. Well, that's a little obtuse. Hold on, let me reword that. If you change your various skills, how to say it simply, red does, or actually, blue does more damage against red. It takes more from yellow. It's as simple as that. Almost. Refer to the weakness chart in combat for more information. Sorry for throwing so much text at you, Lamau. Alright, so that's definitely not gonna be in the final game. Yeah, gonna tweak it, improve it, make it not stupid. But yeah, this gets the point across of combat in a way that I think is not great, but I guess it works. Alright, so we're gonna throw this guy in here, and this will be the thanks for completing the combat tutorial. Now, get the fuck out of here. Thank you for following. Sorry for the reaction. I'm still not sure if it's as loud to you guys, if it's as loud. What am I saying? Whenever somebody follows, it is super loud. And it scares the crap out of me every time. One step closer. Yeah, see, I should be marketing that. Hey, follow for a jump scare. But yes, closer. 13. I gained like 2 followers tonight, which is pretty good because I haven't got any in like 2 weeks. Woohoo! We're celebrating. This is pog worthy. Okay, well, I was more prepared for it that time. I was a little more prepared. Didn't catch me as off guard that time. But thank you for following, Lauren0501. This is a big one, big stream tonight. This is awesome. Like, I think this is most viewers ever had for consistently, or most viewers ever had for a consistent period of time. I should stream in the evenings more often because this is much more successful than my usual afternoon streams. Let me tell you. Celebratory. This is excellent. Okay, back to the game development thing. Congratulations on clearing the combat tutorial. Now, get out. And we're gonna transfer the player to here. Right there. Picking them out. And I'm going to relocate the end of the puzzle tutorial to the start of the combat tutorial. So you do the puzzle tutorial, leads you into the next tutorial, leads you into the next. Makes sense. Okay, so real briefly, I need to take care of some business. I've drank all of this water in the past 2 hours, so I need to both refill that and empty it as well. So, be right back. Don't you go nowhere. Give me like 2 minutes. We're back. We're back in it. Oop, let me adjust my chair just a skosh. Hey, nobody even left. This is awesome. Okay. So that was the first bit of the combat tutorial. So now what I think I'm gonna need to do is... Okay, so I need to have little enemies for you to fight. I want to make them optional. Because I want the player to be able to refight these as much as they want. Not waste a bunch of their time. Like, if they feel like they understand it and they're ready to move on, then they can. That's it. That's all we want to do. I zip zoomed. Is that that's what a zip zoom is? That's what I'll call taking a break, is a zip zoom. No. Specifically a pee break. This is another staple of Seth's streams, is occasionally I'll just get distracted from game development and start grooving to whatever song I have on in the background. The song is such a banger. Okay. No more distractions. We're gonna get this thing done. Alright. I've got all these guys in place. I don't really need to use most of these now that I think about it. Regular guy. These couple of little placeholder here's. I don't really need these. I'm gonna delete all of them, in fact, so I can. I don't need this dude. 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 I don't need this one. I don't really need these guys. These guys are gonna get entirely reworked. Okay, well, that was just me deleting stuff. So I'm gonna call this Dwarb. We're gonna call this Dwarb test. Call this From test. Grum test. Big guy. Actually, we don't even really need to have a boss encounter, I don't think. It doesn't really seem like there's much benefit in that, is there? Because this is a tutorial. We don't need to give them a boss fight, a tutorial boss fight in the tutorial. We'll worry about that when the time comes. The player can figure that out on their own. Once, you know, they'll get probably a real tricky boss that might throw them for a loop until they can figure it out, knuckle down, figure out how to beat it. Something like that. We'll just call this the, what's the... Sandbag. That's what it is. Yeah. But actually, I'm gonna redo the stats first. That seems a little easier. Give him HP of about 100, not too much. Yeah, I give it no stats. And it'll just constantly wait. Actually, it won't even wait. It has no moves. It can't do anything. Do I have any good place? Yes, I do. I have a perfect placeholder, in fact. Blue guy. There we go. Okay, so we got Blue Man. And then we're gonna have Dorp test. We got From test. Make it... so Frumble's red, so we're gonna make this guy red. Yeah, so you'll never guess how long it took me to make these excellent placeholder assets. I think it's about 4 seconds, something like that. This is gonna be Grumblina, so make it yellow. Yep, yellow. Call this Grum Test. And then we'll have the Sandbag, which we'll give it like 250 health. He should have quite a bit, because he's a bit of a, he's your training dummy, you know, he's what you're hitting him a couple times so you can really get the feel of things. He's gonna have no skills or anything, very poor stats. Do I have anything that fits as a Sandbag? Because these are all just like stock RPG Maker assets. Do I have anything funny? Yeah, okay. I count that as funny. Every time it catches me off guard. Every time. Thank you very much, Psycho 2004, for the follow. Tonight has been a very, very big one. This is awesome. Dang it, 4 follows tonight. This is crazy. This is like the biggest stream of my whole career. At least so far. Hopefully it'll take off. Jeez, I'm at 6 viewers. What is going on? This is sick. I'm really getting like 2, and I like it. I mean, it's fun, even on those smaller streams too. This is sick as hell. Anyways, well, let's keep going with this. So I need to have all these test enemies in place. I'm gonna do a little test to see if it aligns properly. Okay, look, there we go, perfect. Okay, so we got that guy in place. Auto name, cool. That one, auto name. And that one, auto name. And that one, auto name. See if he lines up. Is he gonna line up properly? Not quite. I'm getting a lot of KOF music right now in my playlist. Very, very jamming. Okay, so I do need to get this copy-pasted a couple times over. Let me delete that page. What this does is this sets each character's color, which, like I said, is like, you know, that sets their element, their Pokemon type for comparison. Not quite, but it is comparable. It is close enough. Hey, let me know if the sound balancing is off a little bit at all. I'm looking at my OBS, and it looks like it should be fine, but who knows? Okay, so we're gonna make this guy yellow. The other 2 aren't gonna have colors. Don't really need it, because their battles aren't for testing that mechanic. Okay, so now we can put an enemy. What's a good placeholder sprite for an enemy? I could use one of my sprites from the original CoolZone. I could do... Sounds Gucci? Alright, perfect. I could use one of the stupid, bad RPG Maker stock sprites. I got so many options. Alright, I'm gonna use the caveman. Fight Dwarbo's training dummy. And we'll throw in a little choice there for yay or... Oh no. What did I do? Help. Help. Okay, it went away, we're good. Yay or nay? Nay. Not like nay, just no. Okay, so battle processing, drop test. Oh, I need to make it so they can escape, because these are like training dummy fights. We don't want to make these either difficult or inescapable. These should just be purely there for the player's convenience, to let them figure things out if they need to. That's all these should be for. That's it. So, we don't want to push this. We don't want to push these very far at all. They should be easy, they should be simple, they should be convenient. I'll probably change the colors up for these too. Although they could just be like... I don't know. These could be pretty low effort assets in the actual game. Or should I say in the final. But we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so we're gonna shift this over a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna redesign this just a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer, just a skosh nicer. Speaking of the devil, another KOF song. Oh, did I turn off Shuffle? I did turn off Shuffle. That's why we're getting all the same songs in a row. I was wondering when we got 3 KOF tracks. Okay. So, redo that just a little bit. Sweet. And we're gonna put one more of these guys right up here. And this will be, what to say, fight the general training dummy. So this is just miscellaneous. If you need to practice your combat at any point, you can come back, fight this guy, just to practice. It's like the training room in a fighting game, except it's less boring. It won't just be like a grid. Although thinking about that, it'll probably be drawn on like, because the idea is that the tutorial is like drawn out on paper, so this whole area is gonna have like a really sketchy paper aesthetic. So it'll actually kind of look like a training room in a fighting game. Okay, so that is in place. I don't imagine this is going to need much testing, but we're going to go ahead and run through both tutorials real quick and see if there's anything that I can think of to improve on off the spot while I'm going. Okay, so this is the basic tutorial. It teaches you the absolute simple stuff of pushing boxes, of how you need to have the right color box and the right switch, and then we get into dodging enemies, because, oh, how do I get past this guy? Let me just try to sneak on through. Ooh, I didn't. I gotta respawn. Oh, okay, well, I can't sneak through, so what if I try pushing the box? Boom, now he's stuck. So it teaches you that mechanic, and then it just gives you a little bit more of basic dodging around enemies, just gives you some stuff to practice with, in a nice wordless manner. And then it teaches you how to do the wacky technique known as... Okay, well, I did it wrong. But it teaches you how to double. So you can use that. You get a little congrats message. And now you're on to the combat tutorial. In combat, Dorbo is a high damage, high health character. He has abilities which drain energy in exchange for powerful moves. He also has stances. These are buffs to Dorbo, but you can only have one active at any given time. Okay, so the spacing on the words look a little weird. I can sort that as I go. And let's fight the training dummy. Oh, why is it... Oh, it's stock. It's stock RPG Maker. Assets. Let me... It's really minor. It shouldn't bother me, but something about it just does. When the battle back is bad looking. Let me specify battle back. Goopy. There we go. Okay, now we can run through the little combat tutorial bit one more time with the noticeably much nicer looking background. Oh, I should have read that. With an oddball, his inventions, which cost him a bit of energy and a mixed bag of usefulness. He also has brainstorms to recover his energy or provide other effects. He plays a more supportive role, primarily focusing using techniques, the on the enemy, or to apply powerful debuffs. You can also shift the color of a character, which we'll explain shortly. Let's make sure the training dummies are the correct ones. Yep, right one. And now the background doesn't look bad. Now it looks cool and goopy. Okay, well this looks like everything's pretty much correct. I should read these. 2 more things to keep in mind. Coolness, gauge filled by abilities, regular attack. Yada yada, color system. Okay, sure. I think it gets the information, the essential information across. And then you got the sandbag. Congratulations on clearing the combat tutorial. Now, get out. And then it kicks you out. Hey, you guys want to see a speedrun? I made this little thing I like quite a bit, where I made a speedrun mode, specifically for this map. I wanted to see if it was fun. And I think it is. But aside from just a speedrun mode, I want to include developer times that are like super difficult to beat. Because I find that sort of thing really cool. Like having unlockable bonus extra hard difficulty modes. Like that stuff is so cool. Or like, not even bonus unlockable modes, that's maybe the wrong way of saying it, but having like a strict set challenge from the from the person who made it, I think is sick. Ignore the terrible looking menus for now. These are far from finalized. Okay, so I'm gonna save, and yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my little speed run. This is real fun. Your goal is to run past this door, so right up here, by finding and hitting the 4 switches across the map. The dev time is 901 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so you got the little timer counting down there, and the goal is just to. Whoop. Okay, well that was not a good start. Wait, what? Oh, that's not supposed. That shouldn't be that guy. That's supposed to be an enemy, like a proper designed enemy. Did I delete the wrong thing? Yeah, I definitely did, didn't I? Well, that's quite unfortunate. Oh, this was the regular guy enemy. I messed up. I see what I did wrong. Okay, pardon me for a brief debugging session. Not even debugging, but brief, I'm dumb and put some things in the wrong spot. Okay, there we go. Now everything is as it should be. Okay, so we're gonna give speedrun mode another try, and hopefully I don't immediately run into an enemy. I want to see if I can get a new best time, which I probably won't, because it's genuinely, I've already kind of have a super difficult time to top. Look, a puzzle! Boom, I solved it. Okay, go, go, go. And now, here's the hardest part of the run, mini-boss time. Energetic. He's gonna be doing some damage. And actually, no, we're gonna rethink this a little bit. He's gonna set energetic. He's gonna use Cool Think, which is a technique you can use that's really strong. And Grablina's gonna set everybody, so he's yellow, which is good against blue. My brain is freaking out, man. Blue, red. Everybody should be red. Dorba should be red. Yep. I spent too long thinking about that. Yeah, probably not gonna get a good time already, because that shows you how optimized I made that time. I think it took me like 5 minutes to beat the whole map, which is really fast. Okay, so I'm gonna go for an attack debuff, so he'll be a bit weaker for a few turns. Dorba's gonna do some damage. Rumble's gonna build up his cool meter. So we should be doing pretty good on that for now. Dorba's gonna keep charging. He's gonna keep charging. Grablina's gonna do some charging too. Everybody's gonna be charging. Okay, yeah, so he didn't even end up doing too much damage there because we had debuffed him so much. Okay, charge, charge, charge. Everybody's charging. Everybody's charging for the cool attacks. Should be getting big damage, big numbers. Okay, so Dorba goes for damage. Rumble's pretty close to having a full cool meter. Okay, so he's charging up, so he's got a big move planned. And I'll just debuff his attack a little bit more, so he shouldn't do too much. Yeah, so this does bring up something that I need to refine a little bit more. Where it's ready for cool attacks. You can tell by the little spinny thing. I think it looks really nice. But one issue that I'm having with a lot of the design stuff is I think that it's not the biggest issue right now because a lot of the animations aren't in place. Like these aren't going to be static character portraits in the finalized project. Like they're going to be full on, like they're going to be moving, they're going to be grooving. They're gonna like react to taking damage. They're gonna like do a different stance when they're readying up an attack. Yeah, that's one. I'm gonna use my reset switch to warp me back to the start of the map, so I can just get back a little faster. Yeah, but the characters are gonna be much more animated in combat, so I think that'll clear up a lot of the communication. Like, it can be a little hard to tell who exactly is attacking who. It can be difficult to fully understand and like get all that. Ooh, I ran into an enemy. Yeah, this is definitely not gonna be a good time. Yeah, that just tells you how tricky that dev time I already set was. Still streaming? I'm not still streaming, but I I was doing my earlier stream and then stopped. And then I kind of felt really energetic, so I started doing another one, Dakota. And honestly, it's 9:13, and I still really feel like continuing to do work. I'm feeling good. That has been a really fun, really fun stream day. Because I had one earlier that was really about 3 hours, and I got a ton of work done. It was super productive. That was really awesome. And now there's this one, which has also been really productive, but I also somehow have like 7 viewers and gained 4 followers, so I'm pogging. I just kind of wonder about my volume a little bit, because I've got a mom in the room next over, and I don't want to be talking too loud for too long. But, well, it'll be fine. I'll keep it to a respectable, reasonable level. Okay, that was actually kind of clean. Not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, no way am I gonna beat that time. Good to see new people. Yeah, it really is. It's very fun. Okay, well, I hit another enemy, so this is gonna hurt the time quite a bit. But yeah, so, Dakota, this is Mr. So Far Gone, that's Oscar, who I used to work with back in the day. And this is my friend, Dakota, who I've known since, like, high school. Gonna go for the headbutt. He should die pretty soon, I think. He's charging up, so we better kill him on this turn, or else it's gonna be bad. Okay, so here's the problem. I'm definitely not gonna get a new best time for this, because I've already lost. My best time is 15 minutes flat. 15 minutes on the timer, so it took me about 5 minutes to clear the map. Yeah, so I'm definitely not gonna be getting a new best time, that is for sure. But it could have gone worse. I mean, it went pretty bad. It was not a good run. But it could have been more bad. Could have been more BS. That is a stupid joke. Sorry, I had Morb on the brain. You finished with 8:68 left on the clock. Dev time was 9:01. You sure to try to go fast, and not as fast as me, the developer. However, loser. Oh, and the timer. I forgot to stop the timer. Yeah, so that was not optimal. That was in fact suboptimal. If I was doing the speedrun for real, then I would have said something like that's a reset. Which I'm a very reset heavy guy actually when it comes to speedruns. Like I reset all the dang time whenever I'm trying to get a good time. It is probably excessive. Ah. Gotta get that perfect time. That's the problem. Is the time that I already did get was super good. Is there a way to reset the block pushing puzzles? There in fact is. Let me hold on. Let me set the thing up that stops the timer first, and I will show you how that works. Say right here. I gotta push this box through these enemies to hit that red switch. Uh-oh, I pushed it into a corner, and now I can no longer retrieve it. If only there was something I could do. Bam, reset switch. Ooh, that was clean. Look at that, that was clean. I got through there in one move. Yeah. That box stuff, I'm pretty sure the box things are almost entirely not an issue anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure that the push box puzzles are... I'm done with them, I think. At least on the technical side. I gotta make 1,000 more, probably. But they were a complete technical nightmare to get working properly, and I'm just glad that they finally work. Like, it takes all of this on every single map that I have boxes to get the boxes to work. And I have to manually reassign every single one of these. Not the most fun, but it is kind of funny. And, you know, maybe a little bit of tedium's not the worst thing in the world when you're working on a game. Just a little task, a little repetitive task. Yeah. Man, I don't even know what to work on next. I'm still so jazzed. I'm full of energy and excitement. Yeah, I think this. Holy cow! I've been streaming for like 6 hours today, but I still feel like really excited and energized, which is good. It's rare that I feel this excited and ready to work and just like satisfied by what I'm doing. It feels great. Oh, I gotta redesign this actually. This needs a lot of work. I'm just gonna call it like House Mark II. I'll make it like 40 by 40. 40 by 40. Let's give it a battle back of Goopy. Let's give it Goopy. So the idea for this is that it's like kind of this really convoluted mess of a house. Where it's like kind of twisty, kind of turny. There's a bunch of boxes and storage everywhere. It's kind of a mess. And the original doesn't really capture that. You just kind of walk forwards for a little bit, then you pick up an item, and then that's it. Whereas this version will be dramatically better. Also much larger. Much larger. Almost deceptively large, in a TARDIS-esque manner, where it's really large on the inside, but it looks very small on the outside, but it's just massive on the inside. Okay, so we got this, and make a doorway, and we'll just fill the rest in with a black void. Alright, we'll set a transfer event to right here. So basically what that means is that when you walk out the door, it functions like a door. That is it. It is pretty simple. And then this will take you, you're never going to believe this, inside of the house. Okay. So, I've got to think through the layout of this pretty carefully. Because I have one room that you saw earlier, the storage shed, which is just a mess of boxes. It's like kind of a puzzle. I mean, it's mostly just pushing stuff out of the way. Like, it's not very thought through at all. But somehow ended up still being kind of fun, like a little bit. And it's probably much more fitting here to have like this huge mess of boxes, because it's just some dude's house that got raided by a bunch of bad guys. Yeah. So we'll have like a text box or something when you enter that says, "Man, this place is super crowded. But it looks like there's something shiny at the end of this, at the back of this room." This is probably a little too big, actually. We're gonna thin it down. We're gonna make the width like 25. Ooh, it didn't scale it the way I wanted it to. Well, that's fine. We're just gonna have to redo a couple things. Okay, so putting these walls back down, redoing it all. That's not the floor texture. That's the floor texture. Add a little bit of panache with the wall. Okay, there we go. That looks a lot nicer. I think we are going to have a much better time filling out this space. So this place is super crowded, and then it will control self-switch A. Basically what that means is that the event will permanently delete itself. And then we're going to change this so that it transfers you to the correct spot. Because what it's trying to do now is it's going to transfer you inside of a wall, which we do not want to happen. Surprisingly, that would not be what we were trying to do here. I'm going to push these back a little. Nah, whatever. It's fine. I'm worried a little too much about the minor details. Okay, so let me copy paste this box about 400,000 times. So there's going to be something shiny back here. We go to flame. Yada yada yada. Boom boom. Huh. Looks like a key. We could probably use this somewhere. Perfect. And then it will control stuff switch A, turn itself off. So now the question is, how do we prevent the player from getting there? Simple. Box. It's just 1,000 boxes. This is the puzzle. I don't know if puzzle is really an apt term, because this, like I said, this is just me copy-pasting about 400,000 quadrillion boxes. I don't even know if this is going to be possible, by the way. Like, I'm just spamming down as many boxes as I can possibly think of. This is what game designers won't tell you. The secret to game design? Just don't think about it. Just spam objects everywhere. Anywhere that you can fit them. Just put them down. It's definitely not true, by the way. That is not real game design advice. It will not help you to just spam things everywhere. You can only do that if you've got a good reason, or if it would be really funny. So there is an issue with this room. It would be very, very easy to get yourself soft locked in here, I bet. If you push these boxes the wrong way, because there's a billion of them, you could probably very easily screw yourself over and just be stuck. Now, we do not want that to happen to our beloved players. So, we're gonna grab this guy. That's why Gen 1 Pokemon has a bunch of trees and grass, because just put stuff everywhere. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a part of it. Sometimes you're just like, alright, I don't know what this is, I'm just gonna put stuff down. So, I've got a reset button. And what I'm gonna do is set up that reset button so that it functions right in here. So we're gonna go to here, and I need the spawn point itself, which is called spawn point. And where's generic box for? Oh, okay, no, I see what I did wrong. So this needs to be map X of, oh gosh, there's so many boxes. I can't even see it, it goes too far down. Where is it? Spawn point, there we go. Basically what this does is it assigns a couple of variables to, long and the short of it, it makes the spawn thing work good. Oh, it also depends on the map ID, that's right. Map ID 55. This is a 55th map I've made? Wow. Okay, so we set it to the 55th map ID. And then we have this guy right here. Which, this will enable that, it will give you the reset button, and it will turn itself off. So you can actually use the teleport in this room. Okay, so if I've done everything correctly, then the reset switch should work, so you can use that to instantly reset in case you get soft locked somewhere. Which... oh, are you kidding me? I've already made this impossible. It's already not possible. I've made 4 steps, and it's already not beatable. So you gonna warp out? Yes. And then you can teleport. Boom. So if you accidentally get yourself stuck somewhere, then you can just instantly reset the room. Easy peasy. So I'm just gonna delete a couple of boxes. And fill in the gaps in a couple spots where maybe there should be more. Alright, how about this? I mean, this is still not good level design, but it's funny level design, which I think is even better than good level design. Yeah, I mean, that was stupid easy. but it's kind of funny, so I'm keeping it. Nah, I can't keep it like this. This looks so bad, dude. I can't keep it like this at all. No, this has gotta go. This has gotta go. How will it go? I don't know. But we'll see. Did you know there were SMT games exclusive to the Saturn in Japan? I did actually. Devil Summoner, yeah. It was Devil Summoner and Soul Hackers, and then we got Soul Hackers later re-released via the 3DS. Yes, I am aware of those. I'm an SMT mega fan such as myself would be remiss in not having that knowledge. Okay, let me see if I can softlock myself for the 20. I don't know if I can, honestly. This might be hard. This is the harder puzzle than actually solving it. Soft-locking myself. Yeah, a friend of mine got them on his Saturn and thought he would Logan. Well, I appreciate you thinking of us. Especially me, because I love that series. I adore that series. It's a real shame, because I've heard really good things about the first Devil Summoner game, but there's no way to play it. Like, it doesn't even have a fan-made translation or anything, which sucks. That's really lame. Because I want to play it, because it looks cool. It's real cool. Can I softlock myself? This might be really hard. I just want to softlock myself. Is that so much to ask? Okay, what if I head back up? And if I block off my path up here? Can I get myself permanently stuck? Okay, so this pathway is now just entirely inaccessible. Inaccessible. Oh shoot, I might have softlocked myself from softlocking. I don't think I can do it anymore. What if I do, like... Well, now I can still escape from that, can I? Man tries to get himself stuck. Challenge. Impossible. Okay, well, now this is stuck. But then there's still these two I can escape from. Doggone it. Wait, no, I can fix this. I can fix this. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I'm stuck. I can't move. I can't get out. No more boxes can be pushed. I really had to try, but I made it impossible to escape. Let's go. And now I can reset the boat. Now I can reset the whole room. Oh, it doesn't reset the room. It just sort of takes me out of it. Well, that's probably fine. It'll take you to save points. So if you have really, really, really badly screwed up, you can still just like use the little warp button. You can just leave the room and come back, and then all the boxes will be reset. So regardless, the player should not be stuck. I think. You know, in theory. Ah. Ooh. Felt that one on my back. Alright, let me look at the rest of my stuff to see if there's anything else I need to do. Because I had a weird bug where this mini wouldn't show up properly. This is just like a placeholder test thing, but it wouldn't show up properly, but now it seems like it just... now it just looks like it displays properly 100% of the time with no problem. So that's not even an issue anymore, which is pretty sick. Refine test respect system, there's that. I don't need to do this anymore. Reset switch, that's pretty sorted. Shoot, I might have almost everything I was hoping to get done for the entire week done today. Which, just a theory, a game theory. Nice, sick game theory reference, bro. I remember I was talking to one of my friends, not one of my friends, but he is one of my friends. But I was talking to my roommate, and he was watching MatPat, watching Game Theory, and I was like, bro, are you watching Game Theory? That's cringe. And he got mad at me for calling MatPat cringe, and I find that very amusing. I'm just running through the same map over and over again. That's just a random memory that I found very amusing. There's been a lot of antics in our dorm, let me tell you, as I'm sure you could expect from a dorm filled with 3 dudes when it's built for, I think it's a room with 3 people in it that's built for 2. I'm sure you can expect all sorts of hijinks, antics, shenanigans even, that were taken. It was not the best accommodations, just straight up, it was definitely far from ideal. But it was pretty good. It could have been worse, anyways. But now we're moving on to a place where there's 3 of us for a room built for 4. So it's shoes on the other foot now. It's quite nice. Okay, well, it's weird to me that I still feel compelled to keep streaming, even though it's been, like I said, 6 hours today, and it was hugely productive. But I think I'm gonna have to call that for today. It's unfortunate. They were super fun, but oh well. My stomach's starting to hurt. My brain is shutting down a little bit, so probably best to just call it here. But with that being said, thank you so much, everybody, for everybody who followed today, everybody who was showing up. It was super productive. Got not only a lot of work done, but the channel grew the most it probably ever has in a single day. So this is sick. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you everybody very much for showing up. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this every Tuesday, Wednesdays. I did do them at around 1. I'm probably gonna push it a little bit more further into the evening, since it seems like those just do better. So probably gonna do that. Might do like ones in the afternoons too, if I'm feeling particularly energetic that day. But yeah, that being said, thank you very much for watching. There's 7 of you here. Any suggestions for raid channels? Because I feel like I should do a raid. That feels like a courteous thing to do. But none of the channels that I follow are live right now, so I can't raid any of them. Any suggestions? Any picks for particular people you'd want to see raided? Feels like a little bit of a shame, not to share the love to some of my other game developer buddies. Yeah, okay. I don't really have anybody to raid to, unfortunately. Ah, well. Yeah, alright, well. That's fine. Well, I think I've said it 8 times. I just keep repeating myself, but thank you very much for watching. Fun stream. Thank you. Have a good night, dude. Thank you. Farewell. Have a good one. Come to more streams. This was fun. I'm clicking the goodbye, the stop streaming button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.